If you're sending emails from PHP using the built-in mail function, here's the uncomfortable truth. A huge chunk of those emails never make it to the recipient's inbox. Hi, my name is David. I'm with the SendLayer team. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how to fix that using the SendLayer PHP SDK. Without further ado, let's jump right in. On my code editor, I have two files, the sendemail.php file and a .env file, which I'm going to use to manage environment variables. So to get started, you first need to install the required package. I'm going to install the SendLayer package and also a .env package that will help us to manage environment variables. So to follow along with this guide, you need to make sure you have PHP version 8 installed on your computer, version 8 or above. And also you need to have Composer, which is going the package manager we're going to use to install packages. So to get started, just going to install this. I'll put a link to download PHP or Composer if you don't have that installed on your machine. So I'm going to run this Composer require SendLayer SDK, which is going to install the package into the environment we're just running. Once the process completes, you'll see that SendLayer SDK version 1 has been installed in your code edit in your project. And then next up, I'm going to install the php.env package also to help us manage environment variables. You'll see why I did that in the next few minutes. Once the packages are installed, open the composer.json file and you'll see the dependencies our project uses. So far we just have two packages, the SendLayer package and the .env package. So next up, I'm going to pull up my environment, my API key, which I'm going to use to send emails. So in order to activate the SendLayer PHP SDK, you need to authorize it with your API key. So I'm going to log into my SendLayer account and then retrieve that. So once you're logged into your SendLayer account, go to the settings page and navigate to the API keys tab. Then here you can either create a new key by clicking the create new API key button, then specify a description for it. This can be anything you like. It's just for internal use only. And then you click create. I'm not going to proceed with that because I already have an API key specifically for this tutorial. So I'm just going to click on this copy button. Then I'm going to return back to the code editor and update that in the .env library. Once you've added your API keys, you're ready to send your first email. So before proceeding, let me clear this terminal so we have room to breathe. And then I'm going to open this sendemail.php file. In the sendemail.php file, first thing we're going to do is to import the dependencies we'll need for this project, the SendLayer and the .env module we installed. So to do that, we use the vendor auto load to load it as a dependency for this file. Next up, I'm going to import the environment variable, which is going to allow us access to the .env file. After importing the dependencies, the next step is to initialize the SDK with your API key. I'll do that using the environment variable. The API key I passed in the environment variable. After initializing the SDK, the next step is to call the send method and pass in the parameters the SDK requires. So I'm going to paste this code and we'll talk about it real quick. So the most important method you need to pay attention to is the emails.send method, which takes in the from, the to, the subject, and the message, which can either be the HTML or TXT. If you notice, I passed in both HTML and text parameter. The plain text version is the fallback for email clients that don't support HTML emails, which is actually a best practice, and it also improves email deliverability. The send method returns a response with a message ID, and I'm going to log that. So in less than 20 lines of code, we've implemented email functionality in PHP using the SendLayer PHP SDK, and I'm going to test that real quick. If everything is configured correctly, we should get the message ID logged in the console. And then I'm going to check my email inbox to see if we actually received the message. I'm here on my Gmail inbox, and as you can see, the email we just sent out has been received. And then the most important part I wanted to show is the email logs. With the PHP mail feature, you don't know whether your email has been received by the recipient or not. But using an API, you will be able to track the email, so you know when the email either fails or when the email is being opened. From your SendLayer account, once you log in and click on these email logs, you'll see the logs of emails you've sent over the last 30 days. And this is the email we just sent out. So there you have it. In less than 20 lines of code, we've added email functionality to PHP using the SendLayer PHP SDK. To make this production ready, you need to implement error handling, and SendLayer includes packages for that, which you can catch exceptions such as API key errors, rate limiting, invalid recipients. You want to be catching those errors in production so you know when your emails are failing. And I'm going to show you how to implement that very quick. So first off, I'm going to import the SendLayer exception package. After importing the exception class, I'm going to wrap this entire send method into a try block so we can catch any exceptions using the exception class we just imported. So I'm going to wrap this in a try block. And then in the exception block, I'm just going to use the SendLayer exception to catch this, and I'm going to echo any failed response. So to simulate this, I'm just going to invalidate this API key, and then we'll try to send an email. So we'll see if the error handling actually works. So as you can see, we got this invalid API key error, which means the error handling is working. So this is actually a best practice. If you want to take this to the next level and make it production ready, you need to implement error handling using try catch block, so that you catch any exceptions as they are occurring before sending the emails. That's it. Reliable emails from PHP with built-in error handling and logs to track your emails. If you want to try it out, I'll put a link to SendLayer for you to get started. SendLayer's free plan lets you send 200 emails free, no credit card required. Check the link in the description or somewhere around this video for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.